Alright, well, I thought I'd kind of dive right into it, and what I said was I was going to do was the 32 Ford first, and I think that I still am. And I thought I'd go through the box a little bit. What he had in there was some miscellaneous stuff that I'll probably be giving back to him because it's really nothing I need. It's some paintbrushes, some cement, and X-Acto knives and thinner, and I have all that stuff, so it's his stuff. Basically what else he had given me was some Testors paint, a Testors paint kit. If you've never seen these kits before, which I'm sure if you've built a model you've seen this kit, really good starter kit. It gives you a variety of different paints and really useful. It comes with, I don't know if this one is complete, but it is. It comes with paints, a tray, paintbrush, and usually some thinner. Yep, there's some thinner. So you can thin the paints, and a tray so you can mix colors and, you know, do whatever you're going to do with your paint. These are really good starter kits. They're perfect for grabbing a bunch of paints all at once. And then you can just kind of build up your collection of paints from there, or, you know, stick with those, whatever you're going to do. So, I'll find those useful on the build. He had a few others that I'm sure were necessary for details, so I'm sure I'll be using these as well. It was a gold, a brown, and like a primer color or something. And this is what he had started, was the car and the interior of the car. I'm going to be painting the interior of the car. The undercarriage, or the underside of the body, and that'll also include the headliner. I'm going to finish off what isn't painted here, just because you may not see any of that, but you may, depending on where the body sits. So, this broken wheel, I need to fix that. I'm going to fix that. The motor is quite detailed and came out quite well. There's a few things I might do to it just to touch it up. Maybe some washes on the chrome. Give it an oily kind of a look. More realistic, I think. But other than that, the motor looks really good. Looks like he started some assembly on the grill. And there's the grill and stuff. There's some of the sprues. One thing I think he was going to do when he built this was he was not going to include the fenders. I, on the other hand, am. I want to put the fenders on the car. It looks really good on the box, and I like a full fendered vehicle. It'll look really good on the car. So basically the car will end up looking, you know, sort of like this, in a way. Is that right? That's not right. Other side. Like this. A fender there, fender here, fender here, fender there. And, you know, get the side profile, something like that. The fenders will really bring it home, but I got to make sure the wheels sit correctly because I want it to look like the picture, in the picture that's on the box, which we really can't see right now because there's a bunch of stuff in the box. But I want it to look like that. But it's not going to be shiny. I'm going to give it a dull finish. It also includes, where are they? Somewhere around here. It includes decals, oh here they are, that I am not going to use. The flame job, I don't know, I might. I mean, it's a little early to tell, but for the most part, I think I'm not going to use them. And if I do, I'm going to use them in some kind of custom manner. So, you know, I might use something here. There's like plate decals, so I might use those. And I might even go as far as to maybe cut out, it says 32 Ford Coupe. I might cut that out and use that somehow. You never know. I mean, I might be able to incorporate it somewhere. You really never know. A lot of this can be used, and depending on what creative you want to get. But for the most part, I think I'm not going to use the flames. They're not going to go on it. Other things that were in the box were just little miscellaneous parts and doodads, the drive shaft, and something I do with models that I probably haven't discussed very much is whenever I'm building a model, I get a container, and everything that I'm working on at that particular moment either stays in the box or goes into a container. Like, for instance, these are all parts for my Tomcat. So I'm working, that's the model I'm working on, and I work out of this box. So I have the parts readily available right in front of me. I don't lose them, and I'll be doing the same with this model. Is when I get going on it, and depending on how things come together, you know, we'll really decide about how and where I keep parts, and it's just a really good thing to do. It's something that I do all the time because I don't want to lose parts. Now right there I can see that the wheel looks like it sits way too far with the fender like that, but as you can see, it gives it a really good profile, and I think what I have in mind for this car and how I want to make it look, it'll look really good. So that's about it. I just wanted to touch base on getting started with this car and what I'm gonna do with it, and that's about it. Maybe we could look through the instruction sheet a little bit. I don't know what it starts off with. The motor, obviously most cars do. Also moves on to motor assembly. 2 is the front end assembly, chassis assembly, and being that it's a 32 Ford, it's super simple. There's not much to these cars. They weren't very elaborate. They were, you know, when the very first cars made, or back then. Very old, very simple, simplistic. And they move on to chassis assembly continued. As you can see there, motor goes in the car, interior, the body goes on the car, fenders, depending on how you want to do it. It's a full fender version there, final assembly, and all that. So it gives you the basic rundown, and in the back is the decals, which we're basically going to skip. So that's it. That's all I wanted to do. I wanted to get the ball rolling here with this build, and it's the build of a 1932 Ford.